What lies beyond the final breath? Does the self dissolve into infinite emptiness? Or does it journey through enigmatic realms far beyond the grasp of human comprehension? Welcome, soul traveler, to a profound exploration of the mystery of mysteries. Today, we delve into one of the most revered and enigmatic texts of Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol, known in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Imagine a guide, not just for life, but for the moments when life transitions into something beyond the physical, a spiritual map designed to accompany the soul through the most mysterious phases of existence. This is the purpose of the Bardo Thodol. It is not merely a manual about death, but a profound guide to understanding what unfolds after our earthly journey ends. Together, we will uncover its messages, cross its portals, and perhaps gain deeper insight into what it means to truly exist. The Bardo Thodol was created by Padmasambhava, a legendary figure in Tibetan Buddhism and a master of esoteric teachings. Through his extraordinary wisdom, he illuminated the mysteries of existence, crafting teachings to guide not only the living but also the departed. His work is a beacon of light for those navigating the great transition of death, offering hope, wisdom, and the possibility of liberation even in the most uncertain moments. To embark on this journey, we must begin at the roots of this sacred text, exploring its origins and the life of the extraordinary being who brought it into the world. The origins of the Bardo Thodol and the legacy of Padmasambhava, revered as Guru Rinpoche or Precious Master, was no ordinary teacher. Born in India during the 8th century, he is celebrated as the spiritual master who brought Buddhism to Tibet, establishing its foundations amidst a complex and often chaotic spiritual landscape. His arrival in Tibet marked a turning point, not only in Tibetan spiritual history, but in the evolution of Buddhism itself. From a young age, Padmasambhava exhibited extraordinary mystical abilities. Recognized as a Mahasiddha, a being of profound spiritual realization, he mastered esoteric teachings and spiritual practices that transcended ordinary understanding. His mastery of Tantra, mystical and meditative techniques aimed at attaining enlightenment set him apart as a spiritual luminary. He was invited to Tibet by King Trisong Detsen, who sought to strengthen and unify his kingdom through the transformative power of Buddhism. However, Tibet was no blank slate. Its spiritual terrain was deeply influenced by the indigenous Bon religion, a tradition rich in shamanic rituals, animistic practices, and powerful deities. The arrival of Buddhism sparked resistance, with local forces, both seen and unseen, challenging its spread. Padmasambhava, armed with his profound knowledge and mystical prowess, integrated these local deities and practices into the Buddhist framework, forging a unique synthesis that became Tibetan Buddhism. The Bardo Thodol emerged from this period of integration, innovation, and spiritual mastery. It reflects Padmasambhava's compassionate vision to guide beings through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Central to this vision is the belief that death is not an end, but a transitional state, an opportunity for liberation. In this transitional state, known as the Bardo, the mind, freed from the physical body, becomes uniquely receptive to profound truths. Yet, this receptivity is double-edged. For those unprepared, the intensity of these truths can be overwhelming, leading the soul to retreat into fear, illusion, or attachment. The Bardo Thodol was created to help navigate this delicate passage, offering a path to liberation for those who seek it. What are the bardos? The word Bardo translates to intermediate state, or transitional phase. According to Tibetan Buddhism, life itself is a series of bardos, transitions from one state of being to another. While the Bardo Thodol focuses on the bardos experience after death, its teachings apply to all stages of existence, reminding us that life and death are deeply interconnected. The text identifies three primary bardos encountered after death. 1. Chikhai Bardo, the moment of death, where consciousness confronts the clear light of ultimate reality. 2. Chönyid Bardo, the stage of visions, where the mind encounters projections of its own fears, desires, and karmic imprints. 3. Sidpa Bardo, the state of rebirth, where the soul, driven by attachments and karma, seeks a new body and life. Each bardo presents unique challenges and opportunities. For the spiritually prepared, they offer a chance for liberation. For others, they mark the continuation of the cycle of samsara, the endless wheel of birth, death, and rebirth. The Chikhai Bardo, the moment of death. The Chikhai Bardo begins at the precise moment of death. As the physical body dissolves, consciousness is freed from its material constraints and encounters the clear light, a radiant, boundless manifestation of the ultimate truth. This light is described as pure, infinite, and all-encompassing, representing the true nature of the mind and existence. For the spiritually awakened, this moment is a profound opportunity. If the soul recognizes the clear light as its own essence, it can achieve instantaneous liberation. This is nirvana, a state of unity with the infinite, free from the illusions of duality, fear, and attachment. However, for the unprepared mind, the intensity of the clear light can be overwhelming. Fear, attachment, or a lack of spiritual training may cause the soul to recoil, perceiving the light not as a reflection of its true nature, but as something alien or threatening. This retreat leads the soul into the next stage of the bardos, where the opportunity for liberation becomes more elusive. The teachings of the Bardo Thodol emphasize the importance of preparation during life. Spiritual practices, such as meditation, mindfulness, and the contemplation of death, help the mind become familiar with the clear light, reducing fear and fostering recognition when the moment arrives. The Chönyid Bardo, the stage of visions for those who fail to achieve liberation in the Chikhai Bardo. The journey continues into the Chönyid Bardo. Here, the soul enters a realm of visions, projections of its own mind, magnified and intensified in the absence of the physical body. The Chönyid Bardo is both revelatory and challenging. The soul is confronted with two types of visions. 1. Peaceful visions. These manifestations represent enlightened and benevolent aspects of consciousness. They may appear as radiant Buddhas, serene deities, or luminous forms embodying compassion, wisdom, and clarity. 2. Wrathful visions. These are darker, more fearsome projections, often taking the form of monstrous deities or terrifying images. They reflect the mind's unresolved fears, attachments, and karmic tendencies. The peaceful and wrathful visions are not external entities, but expressions of the soul's own psyche. They reveal the totality of the mind, its light and shadow, its aspirations and fears. For the untrained mind, these visions can be deeply unsettling. Fear may arise in response to the wrathful deities, while attachment to the peaceful visions can create its own form of bondage. Yet, the Bardo Thodol teaches that all these visions are illusory. They are like dreams, fleeting and insubstantial. Recognizing their emptiness is the key to liberation. The Chönyid Bardo serves as a mirror, reflecting the soul's inner landscape. It offers a profound opportunity for self-realization, but only if the soul can transcend fear and attachment, maintaining focus on the clear light that underlies all appearances. The Sidpa Bardo, the state of rebirth, the final stage. The Sidpa Bardo is the threshold of rebirth. Here, the soul's karmic imprints and unresolved desires drive it toward a new body and life. The process is likened to a psychic storm, a vortex of energy where the accumulated tendencies of the soul determine its next destination. In the Sidpa Bardo, the soul often experiences visions of couples in union, symbolizing the creation of new life. Drawn by its karmic inclinations, the soul unconsciously chooses its next body, aligning with circumstances that reflect its unresolved lessons and inner state. For most beings, this process perpetuates the cycle of samsara, binding them to the wheel of birth, death, and rebirth. Yet, even in this final stage, there remains a chance for liberation. By cultivating detachment and recognizing the illusory nature of these visions, the soul can transcend the pull of karma and merge into the clear light. The teachings of the Bardo Thodol emphasize the importance of mindfulness and spiritual practice during life. By confronting our fears, desires, and attachments while still alive, we prepare ourselves to navigate the bardos with clarity and courage. Living and dying with awareness, the Bardo Thodol is not just a guide for the dead. It is a manual for the living. Its teachings remind us that life and death are not separate but interconnected aspects of existence. By living with awareness, we prepare ourselves for the ultimate transition, transforming death from a source of fear into an opportunity for liberation. The wisdom of the Bardo Thodol is not confined to the moment of death. It permeates every aspect of life. By contemplating its teachings, we can gain a deeper understanding of our own psyche, our patterns of attachment, and the illusions that keep us bound. This awareness transforms how we live, enabling us to move through life's transitions with grace, courage, and a sense of purpose. Preparing for the bardos in life, one of the most compelling aspects of the Bardo Thodol, is its practical guidance for living with awareness. Tibetan Buddhism emphasizes that the way we live directly influences how we experience death and what follows. By cultivating mindfulness, detachment, and a deep understanding of the mind's nature, we prepare ourselves to navigate the bardos skillfully. Meditation. The foundation of awareness meditation is a cornerstone of Tibetan spiritual practice, providing a direct way to familiarize oneself with the nature of the mind. Through meditation, we learn to observe thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. This practice mirrors the process of recognizing the illusions of the bardos. In the Chikhai Bardo, meditation prepares us to face the clear light without fear. In the Chönyid Bardo, it helps us see through the projections of the mind. And in the Sidpa Bardo, it fosters detachment, enabling us to transcend the pull of karma. Contemplating death, Tibetan Buddhism encourages regular contemplation of death, not as a morbid exercise, but as a way to embrace life fully. Reflecting on the impermanence of life helps us let go of attachments and focus on what truly matters. This practice can include visualizing the bardos, imagining how one might respond to the clear light or the visions, and cultivating a sense of readiness to meet these experiences with clarity and calm. Letting go of attachment is one of the greatest barriers to liberation, both in life and in the bardos. Whether it's attachment to material possessions, relationships, or even ideas about who we are, these bonds create fear and resistance when faced with the unknown. By practicing detachment in life, learning to love and engage with the world without clinging, we prepare ourselves to navigate the bardos with openness. This doesn't mean rejecting life. Rather, it means embracing it fully while recognizing its transient nature. Practicing compassion is another central teaching of Tibetan Buddhism. By cultivating compassion for ourselves and others, we dissolve the barriers of fear and separation that fuel suffering. Compassion also aligns us with the peaceful energies of the Chönyid Bardo, helping us recognize the enlightened aspects of our consciousness when they arise. Modern reflections on the Bardo Thodol. While the Bardo Thodol is deeply rooted in Tibetan culture and spirituality, its teachings resonate universally. The bardos can be understood as metaphors for the transitions we face throughout life, From major life changes to the daily shift in our thoughts and emotions. Life is a series of bardos in a sense. Every moment of life is a bardo, a transitional state where we have the opportunity to choose awareness over unconsciousness. The Chikhai Bardo mirrors moments of clarity when we glimpse the truth of our existence. The Chönyid Bardo reflects the inner struggles we face, as projections of fear and desire shape our perceptions. The Sidpa Bardo echoes the choices we make, driven by our attachments and tendencies. By approaching life with the same mindfulness and courage that the Bardo Thodol advocates for death, we can transform every transition into an opportunity for growth and liberation. Psychological insights. Modern psychology echoes many of the teachings of the Bardo Thodol. Carl Jung, for example, explored the idea that gods and demons are projections of the unconscious mind, concepts strikingly similar to the peaceful and wrathful deities of the Chönyid Bardo. Jung's work highlights the importance of integrating these aspects of the self, a process that mirrors the goal of recognizing the illusions of the bardos. The Bardo Thodol also offers a framework for understanding trauma, fear, and transformation. The visions of the Chönyid Bardo can be likened to the intense emotions and memories that surface during moments of healing. Just as the text teaches that these visions are opportunities for liberation, so too can confronting our inner shadows lead to profound growth. The ultimate invitation. Living and dying fully. The Bardo Thodol invites us to live and die with full awareness, embracing both as integral parts of the same journey. It teaches that liberation is always possible, whether in the midst of life's challenges at the moment of death, or even in the transitional states that follow. But this teaching is not just about preparing for the end of life. It's a call to live more authentically, to let go of the illusions that bind us, and to recognize the clear light, the true nature of our being, in every moment. As we reflect on the wisdom of the Bardo Thodol, we might ask ourselves, are we living with awareness, or are we lost in the projections of our own mind? Are we prepared to face the transitions of life and death with courage and openness? Are we cultivating the compassion and detachment that will help us navigate the bardos and beyond? The answers to these questions shape not only our experience of death, but the quality of our life. By embracing the teachings of the Bardo Thodol, we can transform fear into freedom, illusion into truth, and separation into unity. A final reflection. As the Bardo Thodol reminds us, life and death are not opposites, but two sides of the same coin. Death is not an end but a gateway, a passage into new realms of possibility. By preparing ourselves for this transition, we not only ease the journey of the soul, but also enrich the experience of life itself. If this exploration into the mysteries of the Bardo Thodol has resonated with you, consider how its teachings might shape your own journey. Share your thoughts, reflect on your experiences, and join the collective inquiry into what it means to truly exist. For as Ram Dass once said, when you die, there is only one question that matters. How much did you love? May we all journey through the bardos of life and death with love, awareness, and courage.